Hi, welcome back to Star Wars Insights. Now, I'm sure you're aware of Mike Zeroh. He makes many videos with many different predictions of what might happen in Episode 9. And some of the videos he makes are really good. They're really inventive ideas, really intriguing ideas. They really hope will happen. And some of them you may personally disagree with, or maybe a bit outlandish or a bit obscure ideas. And that's completely, it's very personal. So I might like them, I might dislike them, and your opinions may be different, which is completely fine. But I think in this particular video, I just wanted to discuss it and to highlight it so it's not repeated again. So I think Mike Zeroh, in all respects, made a bit of a mistake in this one video where Harrison Ford has finished with Star Wars, but Lucasfilm are going to bring back his character Han Solo in Episode 9 using old footage from Episode 7. And I think that's quite a really terrible idea. It's not going to happen. There'll be many contractual obligations and disputes that can happen, along with a lot of negative publicity, because it might seem to suggest that Harrison Ford may not actually be paid, which is quite ridiculous, because if Harrison Ford was doing it for the money, he would want to do it himself, but he seems to have washed his hands with Star Wars, and nobody really knows, but it seems that he came back in Episode 7 as like a favour, either to Kathleen Kennedy or to George Lucas. Maybe George Lucas intervened and asked Harrison Ford to come back as a favour to the Star Wars fans also. So if Harrison Ford was doing it for money, he wouldn't have washed his hands with Star Wars. So if Lucasfilm said, we want to use your footage in Episode 9, but we're not going to pay you, that would cause a lot of problems. But also, if they said to Harrison Ford, we want to use old footage of you in Episode 9 and we'll pay you, again, Harrison Ford might not want that because he wants to wash his hands of Star Wars, either it's for personal reasons or for career reasons. That's completely his choice. But what I want to really address in Mike's video, and what I want to really hope it doesn't repeat itself, is that Mike has suggested that this is going to happen because Carrie Fisher's footage is obviously going to be used in Episode 9, which has already been confirmed officially. But that scenario is very different because obviously Carrie Fisher has passed away. Now, Lucasfilm might have some sort of contract in place that allows them to use footage from actors who have passed away, or they may have to have family's approval or the owners of their image rights or their estate's approval. It may be a mixture of two, or it may be some contract that Lucasfilm have. We don't really know. But Mike has done is to use the example of Carrie Fisher as an influence or as a motivation to make a video suggesting that an actor who's alive, their old footage is going to be reused. I think that's really poor taste, because it's really disrespectful to take an idea the idea that came from Carrie Fisher. Lucasfilm said they're going to use Carrie Fisher's footage, but then to use it as motivation to transfer that to an actor who's alive. I think that's really poor taste. In my view, quite disturbing idea, because it's really disrespectful to the actress who's passed away, obviously Carrie Fisher, and I think it's quite ludicrous, really poor taste. And the whole idea of Lucasfilm being able to use Harrison Ford's old footage from Episode 7, they may be able to, they may contractually and legally be able to, without Harrison Ford being able to sue them. But whether they would want to do that ethically may be another question, and they might actually get a lot of publicity, a lot of negative publicity from the fans who are saying, you've used Harrison Ford's images, his footage, without his approval. He doesn't want to be in Episode 9, and we should respect that. So the whole issue of respect has been really thrown out the window in this idea. But to then use the motivation from Carrie Fisher, I think that's really poor taste. I think it's really quite disturbing. When I watched Mike's video and he sort of brought up the idea of where he's influenced by Carrie Fisher, I thought that was really disturbing. I don't think anyone wants to see it. If it was used somehow, which is not going to be used, but if Lucasfilm did decide to do this and have footage from Carrie Fisher and then footage from an actor who's alive, it's going to look terrible. It's going to look really awful, very poor taste, very negative publicity, a lot of backlash. Really greedy. A lot of the fans will be attacking Lucasfilm, saying, you're using actors who are alive. They don't want to appear on your movies, but you're using them to help sell toys. They don't want that backlash. Harrison Ford has come back in Episode 7. His character was killed off. That's brought his character to an end, and let's respect that. To suggest that Lucasfilm are going to bring back footage from an actor who's alive without their approval is quite ridiculous. But then to compare it to, or use the motivation for this idea from an actor who's passed away, I think it's really poor taste, really quite disturbing. I just want to respond to it, but also hope that no one else repeats this idea or tries to use Carrie Fisher as stories for other ideas and just try and make clickbait out of Carrie Fisher's death. I think it's really poor taste that Mike's done this. I'm not attacking him in his videos. I just think that in this particular one instance, he's made a mistake. People make mistakes. It's a fact of life. But I just think in this instance, I hope it's not repeated. And it's kind of, I'm trying to get the message out there, not to, people shouldn't repeat this. I think it's really poor taste and it shouldn't happen again.